very impressed with your work, Andrea. Very emotional stuff. Almost passionate.
Some people say too passionate, but I can't help it. I fall in love with everything I shoot.
Didn't I tell you she'd be perfect for the new hotel brochure? You did. Have you done any architectural photography?
Just a few interiors, but I'm sure I can handle the assignment.
If your portfolio is any indication, I'm sure you can too. But the final decision isn't mine alone. The ad agency's been pushing Mr. McDermott and me to use one of their established photographers.
What if I took some pictures on spec?
Oh, I'd hate to see you put in that time and...
Well, Andrea's going to be here anyway. Her parents are checking in today.
They're from back east coming for a visit, and I don't mind doing a little work at my own expense if it'll keep me in the running.
All right. Let's see what kind of passion you can work up for the St. Gregory. No guarantees. But if I like what I see, I'll pass your presentation on to Mr. McDermott along with my vote. I haven't forgotten how tough it can be getting a career started.
Does the room face west? I requested that specifically.
That's a good question. I've never been too great with directions. Let's see, they put you in the Windsor suites, so that is,
Louis, the girl doesn't have a compass. All we want to know is, can we see the Golden Gate?
Oh, yes, that I'm sure of.
Mom, Dad, welcome to San Francisco.
Oh, boy, it's good to see you.
Thought you were working today.
Yeah. Well, I quit the secretarial job at Starker's. I'm doing my photography full-time now, working freelance.
Freelance? Where I come from, that's just a nice way to say you're unemployed.
Well, I think it sounds glamorous.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm shooting some pictures for the hotel. They're putting out a new brochure.
You see, Louis, your daughter's a big success already. Stop worrying.
Well, I'd like to hear more about these pictures you're doing.
Good old Dad. Never leaves the boardroom. Always needs to know the bottom line on everything.
Well, we're both very excited for you, sweetheart. You can tell us all about it over dinner.
May I show you folks up to your suite?
Oh, young man, your timing is perfect. Come on, walk us to the elevator.
Oh, still haven't found a loft that suits you? Harry, this came for you.
The hotel that anxious to get rid of me?
Oh, no, not at all. You just must be getting tired of living out of a suitcase.
I'll let you in on a trade secret. When it comes to choosing a place to live, architects are the worst. Not to mention the prices here. Compared to Denver, they're sky high.
Please, you're talking to the woman who just spent her life savings on a barn in Napa Valley.
Don't worry, we're gonna turn that barn into a palace. I've already done some sketches.
You have?
Don't look so surprised.
You're so busy with the construction of the new International Trade Tower, I figured this little project of mine was way down on your list.
After working 3 months straight on design changes for a 50-story skyscraper, this little project of yours comes as a relief. Keeps the creative juices flowing.
Well, I can't wait to see if what you've come up with is something I can afford.
We could go over the sketches tonight. How about dinner?
I like that, thanks. Oh, Peter. Peter, you know David Welch?
Oh, yeah, good to see you again. I passed by your high-rise the other day. Quite a building. Looks like you're going to finish on schedule.
Yeah, I wish I was as good at keeping myself on schedule. I'm about to be late for a meeting with the general contractor. I'll call you later and set up a time for dinner.
Okay, great.
Dinner?
Oh, strictly architect client.
Uh-huh.
He's done some sketches for my Napa house.
I thought it was a barn.
Not when David finishes with it.
Prime rib is excellent, isn't it, Louis? And how is your...
That lobster's disappearing from her plate pretty fast. I have to ask.
Guess not.
Look, don't take this the wrong way. I'm really happy you're here, but why the surprise visit? You didn't want to check up on me.
Oh, well, of course not.
Your mother sold the shop.
You sold the business? Mom.
Well, 20 years is long enough. I got sick of antiques, or maybe I just started to feel like one myself. So when somebody made me a crazy offer, I said to myself, hey, Sonia, don't you be crazy and pass it up.
But I know you. You're not the kind that can just sit around.
Freelancing certainly makes you an expert on that. Seems to me you just sit around waiting for the phone to ring.
That's different.
No, I'll tell you what's different. We have the money to indulge ourselves. You're scrabbling to pay the rent.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to call the waiter and order a bell. You can go at each other in 3-minute rounds. We'll sell tickets.
You're not being fair, Dad. I work hard.
No. You hardly work. Tell me, Hotshot, what do you got lined up after this hotel job?
Louis, please, you promised.
Mom, what's wrong?
What's wrong is you have a klutz for a mother.
Nothing's wrong, Andrea. Mother's just tired from the trip.
I tried to keep the structural changes to a minimum. That'll hold down costs. And it's not too soon to start thinking about furnishings. I know a very good interior decorator, Dorothy Hunter. She's young, still quite reasonable. I'd be glad to set up a meeting with her if you'd like.
I am speechless.
I'll take that to mean you like it.
To the most talented new architect in San Francisco.
How about to a friend?
David, I'm really not looking for...
I'm not either. I said friend because I mean friend. Right now, my biggest priority is getting established here. I don't have time for anything but work.
Tell me about it. 15-hour work days are my specialty.
But who knows, maybe someday under better circumstances.
How about to someday, then?
I apologize for the inconvenience, Mr. McDermott. I know it's late, but it was urgent that I see you.
Well, the night manager's call made it clear you couldn't wait till tomorrow. What can I do for you?
I'm Rebecca Welsh. Have you met my husband, David?
Yes, I have,
Only he didn't mention that he had a wife. Oh. Now that I'm here, I'm losing my nerve. I feel so awkward having to trouble you with my problems.
Obviously, you thought I could help.
Your general manager is having an affair with my husband.
I know Miss Francis has hired him as her architect.
That may be the way the relationship began, but it's gone far beyond that now. I'm partly to blame, I guess. Not wanting to leave our home in Denver, and his time away has put a terrible strain on our marriage.
So have you talked to your husband?
He denied it, of course. I really hate pulling you into this, but I didn't know where else to turn.
Well, I could have a talk with Miss Francis, but...
Oh, that would be exactly what I want. Thank you. You'd be helping me to save my marriage, and you'd be helping yourself as well, from the scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Make no mistake, Mr. McDermott. If it means dragging your general manager and this hotel through the mud to get my husband back, I'll do it. I want this affair stopped, and I want it stopped now.
Why are you always undermining Andrea's dreams? It's her life. Let her live it her way.
Her way? I don't know what that is anymore. Neither does Andrea. She wanted to be a painter. So we sent her to art school instead of a regular college. I didn't like it. I kept my mouth shut. Then she graduates and decides painting isn't her cup of tea. Photography is. Well, tomorrow it'll be something else. When is she gonna grow up, Sonia? She should be settling down, having children.
That is not who she is. And it's certainly not why we came here.
Andrea and I are always at odds. Major issues, minor issues, makes no difference. You think I can just snap my fingers and suddenly everything will change?
I'm asking you to try, Louis. For your sake, not mine. You saw what happened to me tonight. time is running out. I need to know the two of you can get along when...
How many times do I have to tell you there's nothing wrong with you?
2 doctors, Louis. The same diagnosis. Do you really want to go to a third? I mean, do you think that he's going to come up with something different?
Doctors, what do they know? You remember those chest pains I was having, all that talk about heart disease? What did it turn out to be? A muscle spasm.
We're not talking about a muscle spasm. This happened to my mother. Now it's happening to me. I know the symptoms, Louis. Day by day, it's getting worse. I can feel it. Damn it, Louis. Why won't you face the truth? I'm doing it. Why can't you?
Deepest sympathy.
Well, you're up early.
Oh, I'm here to catch the morning light. Where's Mom?
She passed on our morning walk. Wanted to sleep in.
She feeling all right?
Never better.
Sure didn't seem like it last night. The way she's been, I don't know, forgetting things lately. And her hand. Is there something wrong with it?
No. Little arthritis. That and, it doesn't help much when she sees the two of us always at each other's throats every time we get together. It's important to her that we try to work out our differences.
Is that why you're making the effort? Because it's what she wants?
Of course not. You're my daughter. I'd like to think we could get along together if we really try. I'm willing to give it a shot. How about you?
What have we got to lose?
So, you got any good shots yet?
Try sensational. Once they get a look at them, they'll have to give me the job.
I thought you already had it.
Well, almost. I had to do some spec shots first.
You're doing all this work for free?
Here we go again.
For years, I've been saying to you, come home. Look, I've got lots of good connections. I could help you find a real job. Who knows, you might even find that you like having a little stability in your life.
You really don't get it, do you? I love what I'm doing.
I love fishing. But that didn't put a roof over your head or food in your mouth. A steady job did. 29 years with the same corporation. Is it so terrible that I want the same thing for you?
Like it or not, Dad, I made a choice, and I'm going to stick with it.
Right. Just like you did with your painting.
What in the world are you talking about?
Is any of it true about you and David Welch?
No. I mean, yes. I mean, why is it any of your business?
Christine, I'm not asking you these questions as your boss. I'm asking them as your friend. I'm concerned for you.
Yes, we had dinner a few times. And we did spend a couple of afternoons in Napa. But the way you're laying this out, you're making it sound like David is my lover, not my architect, which is all he is.
I believe you. But how much do you really know about David Walsh?
He's a nice man, a terrific architect. What else do I need to know?
Then he hasn't told you.
Told me what?
That he has a wife.
Christine, what a surprise.
David, we've got a problem.
Don't tell me. You thought over the plans I drew up and you're having second thoughts. It's okay. They're only sketches. There's plenty of time to make changes.
It's not the house. Someone's been telling lies about me. About us.
I don't understand what kind of lies.
David, you didn't tell me you were married. Not that it would keep you from designing my house, but...
Oh, I'm not. My divorce was final over a year ago.
Your wife doesn't seem to think so.
Rebecca, how do you... She's in San Francisco.
Look, your private life should stay just that, private. But it's starting to affect me. She went to my boss, accused me of having an affair with you. She threatened my reputation. The hotel is on...
Christine, I'm so sorry. Let me try to explain.
That would be nice.
Rebecca is, well, obsessive. She always has been when it comes to me. She required so much of my attention. She demanded it, actually, that it got to the point where I couldn't even work anymore. Our marriage was a disaster. Divorce was even worse. A few months after we split up, I started dating again, but Rebecca couldn't stand it. She hounded whoever I was seeing. She called him up in the middle of the night, anything to scare him away.
But David, we're not having a relationship.
And I'm not married. I'm sorry you got mixed up in this at all. I should have known that relocating in San Francisco wasn't going to change anything.
Is she dangerous?
Well, she's bitter, lonely, evidently more desperate than I thought, but Rebecca's never been violent, if that's what you're asking. Christine, I'll straighten everything out with Mr. McDermott right away. I promise. You have my word on it.
Louis? Oh, good Lord. I haven't made his lunch yet. This isn't right. Louis? Louis?
Rough day at the office, my love? It's our anniversary, you know. Did you forget again? We have to celebrate.
Rebecca, we don't have an anniversary anymore.
Poetic license.
How did you get in here?
You may not think we're married anymore, but my driver's license still says Mrs. Welsh.
Do you think it's funny forcing me to go around apologizing for you? It's one thing to try to hurt me, but leave innocent people out of this.
I did it for your own good. You deserve better than that tramp.
Rebecca, I am not involved with her.
Fine, my mistake. I'd rather talk about us anyway.
There is no us. There hasn't been for 2 years.
I saw the way you looked at me when I came into the room. The feelings are still there. You can't deny it. Kiss me, David. Please. I made you happy once. I can again.
Stop it. Can't you get it through your head? It's too late. There is nothing left.
No, that's a lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, please. I can be anyone you want me to be. All you have to do is ask. Christine Francis, I could be like her. Or the one that you like in Denver, Nancy. Please, just give me one more chance. That's all I ask.
Please. Leave San Francisco. Just go.
All right. But first you have to look me in the eye and tell me that you don't love me. I don't think you can do that.
you are, Mrs. Green, safe and sound.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. One hallway started to look like the next, and I don't know what I would have done.
Oh. I came back to the room. You were gone. I got worried, went looking for you.
Everything's fine now. Mrs. Green got locked out of her suite. It happens.
Thanks a lot.
I didn't mean to worry you.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, darling. As long as you're all right.
But I'm not. Damn this disease. I got locked out because...
Shh. I know. Sonia, the whole time I was looking for you, I kept saying to myself, dear God, don't let anything happen to my wife. Just bring her back to me. And I swear I'll start facing facts. Here you are, safe and sound. And I'm telling you, I want to fight this with you all the way together.
We'll lose. In the end, we'll lose. You know that.
Sweetheart, I'm just starting to accept that you have Alzheimer's. Now you want me to accept defeat, too?
Oh, Luz, I'm so sorry for what is to come. It's going to be bad for me, but it's going to be hell for you. I just can't bear the thought of you having to go through this alone. Andrea, too.
I don't want you to get your hopes up. I tried to smooth things over with her this morning, but, well, you know.
No, I don't know. We came here with one purpose in mind and one purpose only, for you to come to terms with our daughter. You're going to need Andrea as much as she's going to need you when things get really rough. And believe me, that time's coming a lot sooner than you think. You're going to have to meet her halfway, Louis. I can't do it for you.
I've tried. I just can't.
You can't or you won't.
I can see a number of you are getting tired. At least I hope it's tired and not bored. Don't worry, the tour is almost over. On the mezzanine level is our picture gallery, featuring many of the famous guests that St. Gregory has hosted over the years. You'll see presidents, movie stars, a movie star who became a president. It's my favorite part of the tour. I hope it'll be yours, too.
Christine, you all right? Julie, page Dr. Curtis.
Sure gave us a scare.
Accidents happen, especially when you're not paying attention. It was stupid of me to be reading while I was going down the stairs.
Are you sure it was an accident?
No, Peter. Whenever I'm in a hurry, I take the steps 10 at a time.
Could you have been tripped?
Well, it felt like I might have bumped into someone on the way down, but tripped?
One of the guests in Julie's tour said it looked like you were. And I thought I saw David Welch's wife at the top of the stairs after your accident.
Ex-wife, Peter. And is it just me, or are we jumping to conclusions here? David said she wasn't dangerous.
Well, nothing's confirmed. We could be totally off base. I want you to take some time off.
Wait a minute.
Just a day or two. Give Billy a chance to check into this further.
Peter, look at that desk. I am swamped.
You can take the work home with you.
No, I have 2 important meetings tomorrow.
I'll cover for you.
This is ridiculous. No one tripped me. I slipped.
Christine, you need the rest. Doctor's orders, and mine. Okay?
Mom, I have got wonderful news. I just talked to Julie. The owner of the hotel loves my photographs. It's not official yet, but I got the job.
For the brochure. Oh, your father will be so excited when he gets back.
Come on, change into something fancy. I am taking the 2 of you out to lunch at the nicest place in town. Well, the nicest place I can afford, that is.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. But then I always was.
Family album?
Good morning, Andrea.
Before we start arguing again.
I don't want us to argue. Not if I can help it. Besides, you always seem to win.
What's this, a white flag on the horizon?
I promise. Not another word about your work.
Sure. That's easy for you to say now that I really got the job.
You mean...
The brochure, and Mr. McDermott wants to put me on retainer as the hotel's official photographer. I've landed my first full-time account.
You've really shown me. I'm very happy for you, Andrea. I mean that. You're just going to stand there?
Dad. I hate it that we always fight. Most of the time, I'm not even sure what gets us started.
We've been practicing for 20 years. Doesn't take much.
Truce?
Nothing would make me happier. Well, look at you. I guess you've heard the news.
What news?
The hotel job.
Andrea, you got it? Why'd you tell me?
Tell you, I just did.
No, you didn't. Why is everybody always keeping secrets from me?
Mom, there are no secrets. I told you.
Well, the surprise is spoiled now. I just hate being the last one to know things.
I'm sorry, Andrea. I guess it's obvious now I haven't been honest with you about your mother. Come on, let's take a walk.
Hotel security was asking a lot of questions about you last night. I told them you'd gone back to Denver.
I couldn't get a flight out yesterday. I'm on my way to the airport now.
My God, Rebecca, you're lucky that little stunt of yours didn't injure her seriously.
Her? Who? Christine? Did something happen to your client?
It was you, wasn't it? You tripped her down the flight of stairs.
David, I don't know what you're talking about. I just came by to apologize for my surprise visit. And one of the workmen told me you were on top of the building, so I was going to leave you a note.
Wish I could believe you.
Maybe it's better that I tell you this face to face. I wanted to give us one last chance. But yesterday, throwing myself at you the way I did, it was desperate, foolish. It scared me a lot. I know it's over between us. I do. You've made a fresh start for yourself in San Francisco, and I'm happy for you. And I guess it's finally time that I made a fresh start of my own. I won't make any more trouble for you, ever again. This is the last time, I mean that.
Becca, if there's anything I can do.
No, thank you, David. Goodbye.
Alzheimer's? But she's only 51 years old.
There's no mistake, Annie. The symptoms are getting worse. I've seen it happening, now you have too.
So that's why she sold the shop.
Sorry to say I haven't been much help. You know me, in business I can handle anything. Facts, figures, the bottom line, as you put it. I can deal with these things. If there's ever a problem, 9 times out of 10, I can solve it. This disease makes me feel so damn powerless. There's nothing I can do to stop it, nothing. I guess that's why I resisted the truth long after it was staring me in the face.
How long have you known?
Months. Some nights I wake up, my mother's turned the light on. She's sitting there crying, going through the family album, looking at places she can't remember we've been, faces she can't put a name to.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
It's not easy giving into the idea the woman you love, that you've made a life with, you've raised a family with, is slipping away.
Well, I won't let you go through it alone.
As long as I know I can pick up the phone and speak to you, I won't be.
That's not enough. I want to be with her, Dad.
Well, think about it, Andre. Things are starting to go your way. You finally got your first long-term account. You could really make something for yourself here. You willing to just pick up, walk away from that? Especially for a battle you can't win.
It was so nice of you to go out of your way, Miss Hunter. My office should have rescheduled our appointment.
It's no problem. Actually, I prefer meeting with you at home rather than your office. You have excellent taste, Miss Francis, in your furnishings and in your architect. I'm a very big fan of David's.
He spoke highly of you as well.
You're very lucky to have him. David doesn't get involved with just anyone, you know.
Excuse me. Hello?
Afternoon, Christine. How you feeling?
Oh, my wrist is much better, thank you.
We miss you, but we're managing. I took that meeting with Mr. Drake about the new computer system for billing, and I got your 3 o'clock with food and beverage covered.
Oh, thanks.
And I spoke to Dorothy Hunter, the decorator. Postponed your meeting until early next week. She was very cooperative.
What was that? You spoke with her personally?
Yeah, we just got off the phone. Is next week a problem for you?
No. No, it's no problem at all. It's just that... Peter? Hello? Hello? Rebecca?
So we meet at last. Expect me to stand by and let you steal my husband away without a fight?
Well, you have to believe me. I am not David's lover.
We had a wonderful marriage until you came around.
The problem is not between you and me. With you out of the way, there won't be any problems. This is between you and David. You have to talk to him. Let him know what you're feeling.
You don't know how many times I've tried. He doesn't trust me anymore. He won't listen.
If you want, I'll go with you. We'll talk to him together, okay?
Well, it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have to tell him that you don't love him. And you're gonna have to make him understand that I am the only woman in his life, that he needs me and no one else.
I'll try, Rebecca. Come on. Let's go find David. What do you say? You really do this for me?
Why?
Because I care about you.
No, you don't care about me. You just want David for yourself. Well, I'm not gonna let you near him again. Ever.
Days is just too short a visit. We haven't even left yet, and already I'm missing you.
I'm coming home with you, Mom.
What?
I know. I know about your illness.
Your father promised me he wouldn't tell.
He didn't have any choice. How long do you think he could hide it from me? I have a right to know.
But that's not why we came. I wanted him to try and patch things up with you, not force you into a decision you're going to regret.
He didn't even know my decision yet. I've given this a lot of thought, Mom. My career matters a lot. But I'm a photographer. I can work anywhere. And right now, the most important thing to me is you.
You have no idea what you'll be coming home to.
I'm not naive. I have some idea of what's ahead.
Oh, no, you don't. Forgetting what I did with the house keys is one thing, but 6 months or a year from now, I won't even remember who you are. I won't remember what it was like when I brought you home from the hospital after you were born. The way I held you in my arms, rocked you and sang to you. All the things I saved. Lock of your hair, your first report card. The very first photographs you ever took. I won't even remember what those things are, much less why I saved them. Somebody will be feeding me and bathing me. I want you to remember me as I am right now, not what I'm going to become.
You're my mother. I love you. I always will. And I want to be with you no matter what. Please, Mom, let me fight this with you.
Oh, my angel girl.
Where's your other phone, in the bedroom? All right. Come on, I want you to call David. And I want you to tell him to come here. Nothing more. I slit your throat, understood?
Yes.
Don't make a sound. Don't move, Mr. McDermott. Don't even blink.
I just want to talk, that's all.
As you can see, I kind of have my hands full at the moment.
You don't really want to hurt her?
Oh, someone hurts me, I hurt them back.
But this, Rebecca, it won't solve anything.
She stole my husband.
Well, that's not true.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, it's just that Christine couldn't be having an affair with your husband because I'm in love with her and she's in love with me.
No, I've seen them together at dinner, at his work.
It's business, that's all it is. If I can trust Christine to spend time with him, why can't you? Christine is my second skin. Sometimes she knows more about me than I know myself. There's not a day goes by when I don't depend on her for her advice and her support and the special friendship that we have together. I treasure her more than anything else in my life. I couldn't live a day without her. Rebecca, you above all people should know how that feels.
I can't let her go. Don't you see? She's my way back to David.
Oh, there are other ways.
Why should I believe you?
Men understand how other men's minds work, what makes them listen.
Tell me.
First, you have to do something for me. Let Christine go. Come on. Nobody's going to hurt you. Just let her go. Everything's going to be fine for you. I promise.
I'm sorry.
Well, I hope you had a good stay.
Thanks, we did. Last chance to change your mind.
I'm sure, Dad, I really want to do this.
No regrets?
None.
You know, you've really grown up while I wasn't looking.
So have you, Dad.
Andrea, I just wanted to say goodbye. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll get back here someday.
Have a safe trip home.
Julie, would you do me a favor and take a picture of us for the family album?
Sure.
Oh, no.
Okay, everybody smile.
The police said the psychiatric evaluation would take 48 hours. Hopefully after that, they'll release her to my custody. Of course, we'll be going back to Denver.
This must be so hard for you.
Oh, I consider myself lucky if anything had happened to you.
But nothing did. The important thing is she'll be getting help now.
Well, I'm going to do everything I can to see that she does. Of course, that means I'll be spending a lot more time in Denver. Someone's going to have to give.
You mean the little projects?
I hate to hold up your plans for the Napa House.
A good architect is hard to find. Why don't we talk about this when you get back? That was quite a performance you gave today.
What's that?
The things you said to Rebecca. Very convincing. Almost had me fooled.
It wasn't an act, Christine. The words came easy. I meant every single one of them.
Thank you for saying that. I don't want to sound ungrateful, Peter, but what were you doing with keys to my apartment?
When you were away last month, I'm the guy who watered your plants, remember? And you do sound ungrateful.
Overwatered them, you mean?
You want them back?
No. You never know when they might come in handy again.
Thanks for helping me keep my head above water these past few days.
Oh, didn't I ever tell you? I was a lifeguard once.
Strike deadline's only a week away. Union talks are gonna go right down to the wire.
All because Charles Cabot's attorneys keep dragging their feet. Doesn't seem fair. Charles hasn't set foot in the hotel in over a year.
Maybe not, but as half owner, he has the right.
That was Mr. Cabot on the phone. He's coming to the St. Gregory.
When is he arriving?
Any minute. He called from his limousine.
That's pretty short notice even for him.
Do you think he's here for the union negotiations?
One thing I've learned, never try to second guess Charles Cabot. Hi, Cheryl.
The chiropractor. That is a four-letter word. The chiropractor did it, right? Come on, I only read the first chapter. This guy's got murderer written all over him.
You think I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag?
Hey, I got an instinct about these things. I'd have made a great detective.
You think so, huh?
Working reception, I've developed radar. Take those four. I can tell you who's married to who.
Okay.
Mr. Brooks Brothers over there goes with the sensible lady in the sensible shoes. While the guy with the dimples of death is married to the blonde with the drop-dead figure. Welcome to the St. Gregory.
Thank you. We'd like to check in. Jonas and Melissa Robinson.
Miss Shawn and Kate Maris.
Elementary, my dear Cheryl. Enjoy your stay.
Thanks.
Battle stations.
Who's that, a senator? President of General Motors?
Someone more important around here than that. Charles Cabot owns half this hotel.
Welcome to the St. Gregory, Mr. Cabot. I'll get your bags.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Mr. Cabot.
Nice to see you.
Welcome home, Charles.
Peter, it's good to be here.
I think you'll find the St. Gregory is still the jewel in the Cabot crown.
No argument there.
Why don't we have dinner tonight? I'll bring you up to speed on the union negotiations.
Fine. I have some business to discuss with you, too.
I'll see if Christine can join us. My suite at 8?
Actually, I'd rather it were just the two of us. See you later.
Here you go.
Thanks for taking care of the tip, Jonas. Oh, don't worry. I've been keeping strict accounts the entire trip. We'll split it down the middle when we get home.
Why does my best friend have to be an accountant?
Lucky for you, I am. Have you any idea how much money I saved us by getting the weekend package rate on this suite?
You know, I haven't been to San Francisco since I was a kid. I can't wait to hit the streets, check it out.
Why don't we let Jonas and Melissa check it out without us? We've been with them day and night for about a week.
Come on, honey, this is the best vacation we've ever had with them.
Well, it's just that remember what Dr. Fox said? When my temperature drops, it's time to, well, you know, do it.
Kate, can't we wait till tonight? I mean, we just got here and there's so much to do and you know how I look.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Oh, no, it's okay. We were just talking.
Hey, you're married. You're entitled. What do you think? I bought it for the wild San Francisco nightlife.
I think you might get arrested.
I wouldn't mind if you tried getting arrested in something like that.
Shawn, it isn't me.
Well, I'm off for doing something perfectly fantastic today.
How about taking a helicopter ride over the bay?
A helicopter ride?
Perfect. I'll go tell Jonas to get a move.
All right, it's gonna be great.
Great news. Guest relations may be able to get us matinee tickets to the opera Placido Domingo.
The opera? On a gorgeous day like today?
6th row center. Fantastic.
Fantastic? Forget it.
I thought I'd stop by, see if you're comfortable.
Well, maybe it's the view of the bay, but I always see things more clearly when I'm staying in this suite. It's No wonder. Some of my most important business ventures have been conceived right here.
Well, I hope I haven't interrupted one.
Oh, in any case, it's a welcome interruption. Peter, I'd like you to meet Lee Jordan.
How do you do? Nice to meet you.
Lee, this is Peter McDermott. He owns the other half of the hotel.
If your half is anything like this one, I'm impressed.
Funny, I thought this was my half.
Peter, I know you must be up to here, but I was wondering if you could take Lee on a tour of the hotel. You know, show him around as a personal favor.
Of course.
Feel free to show him everything, from the crown room terrace to the boiler room. I want Lee to see what makes a great hotel tick.
Now, that cable car will put us 1 block from the Opera House.
I still don't see how you two can pass this up. I mean, seeing Placido Domingo is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, so's flying in a helicopter over the San Francisco Bay.
Well, just make sure my husband wears his seatbelt.
Oh, I'll wear my seatbelt and my mittens.
Here, I've marked the best route to the helicopter pad.
Honey, a map would take all the fun out of it. Don't worry, we'll find it.
All right, well, you better hurry. Your reservations are half an hour.
Yeah, well, who was it said all great adventures the result of bad planning?
You did.
Yes.
Be back by 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Have fun.
So, do you know where we're going?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly where we're going.
Which way?
This way.
We put in the glass elevator in '82. The first week, we had one little old lady rode up and down in it 43 times.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was my grandmother. You know what I love about the St. Gregory? It's a perfect blend of the new and the old. Space-age elevators, crystal chandeliers. It must be a joy to run.
It is, until the hour of the wolf.
The hour of the wolf?
Yeah, it comes at 3 in the morning. I wake up staring at the ceiling, my mind filled with broken air conditioning, skyrocketing overhead, the threat of a strike. The only cure is 100 sit-ups. Or a peanut butter sandwich.
I just got back from a hotel in Jamaica where they've never heard of the hour of the wolf.
Really?
Well, they don't have to worry about air conditioning. They've got the trade winds. As for overhead, instead of using glasses in the bar, they pick coconuts right off the trees. The guests love it.
I stayed in a place like that on St. Croix once, the Royal Palm. I wouldn't mind being there right now myself.
Peter.
Oh, Christine Francis, this is Lee Jordan, business associate of Charles.
Oh, welcome to St. Gregory.
Happy to be here.
Miss Francis is my general manager, which means she wears even more hats around here than I do.
Peter, I just finished meeting with our attorneys. They need to update you on the union demands.
I'm afraid that means we'll have to cut our tour short.
Unless Miss Francis would care to put on her tour guide hat for a while.
Well, for a friend of Charles, I think I could manage it.
Things I'd do to be alone with you. A helicopter ride across the bay. I should win an Oscar. Most convincing performance by a man having an affair with his best friend's wife.
I've hated it too. I mean, being with you, but not being with you.
You know the worst part? Watching you go off to bed every night with Jonas.
You're the same way when I see you with Kate.
Sit down.
Poor Kate. I mean, I'm sitting there next to her on the plane, and all she can talk about is starting a family, and I'm feeling guilty as hell. Sean, she deserves better than this.
I know.
So does Jonas.
I know. Some way to treat your best friend, huh?
That's why we have to make a decision. Today. Either we break it off between us.
No. No, I can't do that.
Or we tell Kate and Jonas how we really feel, and we break it off with them.
And the Cavalier Bar.
The smell of leather and cigar smoke. New Rolexes and old money.
Believe it or not, before 1959, the Cavalier was for men only.
What a waste.
It's my favorite spot to meet someone before going on to dinner.
Why not?
Oh, no, wait. I didn't mean to.
The thing is, Charles took me up to have dinner with Peter.
Well, that hardly seems fair, does it?
Marriage of Figaro. I never imagined I'd laugh so much in an opera.
Mozart had the right idea. What could be funnier than a man fooling around behind his wife's back?
Anyway, the music was wonderful.
You know, I was weaned on opera. My Italian grandmother used to give me bubble baths when I was a little kid. I'd be splashing around and she'd be singing, Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Maybe if I'd taken more bubble baths, I'd have wound up a tenor with the Met instead of a tax accountant.
Maybe. The last time I dragged Sean to the opera, he tried to smuggle in his Walkman.
You know, it's almost 6. They were supposed to be here at 5. I told Melissa to take a map.
Yeah, they're probably wandering around somewhere in Chinatown, lost in a fortune cookie factory.
I never should have let Sean take Melissa up in a helicopter. Have you any idea what the statistics are for helicopter accidents?
I'm sure they're fine.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Message for you.
Oh, thanks. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Who's it from?
Oh, my God.
It's Sean and Melissa, isn't it? Something's happened to them. They've run off together?
Well, what do you think?
I'm impressed with the facilities and the staff. But there'll be some changes around here once the St. Gregory belongs to me.
Felt the only way to be fair to you was to stop the lying, to get this out into the open. That's why we've gone to Carmel to plan our next step. We don't expect you to forgive us, but please believe we're sorry. They're going to be sorry, all right, when I get a hold of them.
What are you doing?
I'm going to call every hotel in Carmel until I find them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I suppose you have a better idea?
You know, don't you get it? Hasn't it sunk in? They don't want us to find them. They don't want us. I can't believe Sean did this.
Why not? It happens all the time. The guy in The Marriage of Figaro did it.
You know, if that's supposed to be a joke, it's not very funny.
How could Melissa?
Are you kidding? She told me that you'd work on corporate income taxes in bed. To talk about a turnoff.
Oh. I suppose your sex life was right out of Dynasty. Sean said the minute you decided to start trying to get pregnant, making love to you was about as thrilling as washing the car.
Sean said that?
He told me a lot of things. He was my best friend.
Yes, some best friend. He ran away with your wife.
You know, Peter, despite our past differences, we share at least one thing in common.
Besides the St. Gregory?
Absolutely. Upstairs in the crown room, there's a French chef preparing the rarest of delicacies. But the two of us would still rather sit down to a juicy steak and an honest bottle of wine.
You don't expect me to believe you came all this way just to split a Chateaubriand with me.
Well, the truth is, Peter, as far as the Cabot family's business interests are concerned, this year has been leaner than this steak.
Well, I read about some setbacks in the Wall Street Journal. But I assumed with you at the helm.
Not all the errors of judgment were my own. Market collapse, the weak dollar, the jumpy world market, they all seem to have conspired against us.
Well, how bad is it?
Point is, Peter, in the Cabot family, the buck stops with me. I'm caught in a cash flow squeeze, one I can't bridge with a loan or a line of credit. I need close to $200 million. and I need it now.
What are you trying to tell me?
Lee Jordan wants to buy the St. Gregory. He's offering $235 million for each of our halves. That's millions of dollars above the hotel's fair market value for each of us, in cash.
After all the battles we've fought over control of this hotel, I can't believe you'd sell.
I can't jeopardize my family's economic survival because of a sentimental attachment. You're a businessman. You know this offer's too good to pass up.
Not for me.
Lee told me you were talking about a hotel in the Virgin Islands, I think. If you accepted his offer, you could afford to buy one. You'd be sole owner, with enough loose change to buy a fleet of yachts.
Let's stick to the subject. The St. Gregory?
Jordan Financial Prospectus, I think you'll find it's impeccable.
Why the hard sell, Charles?
You're cautious. Well, in view of what we've been through in the past, I guess you're entitled to be. But I assure you, this deal is in both our best interests.
Why do I get the feeling that it's more in your best interest than mine? What happens if I don't sell?
Lee Jordan wants to buy the St. Gregory. The entire St. Gregory.
So he'll only buy your half of the hotel if I sell him my half, too.
That's right.
He's wasting his time.
Think about it, Peter. Sleep on it. For both our sakes.
Hi.
What'll it be? Your usual Perrier with a twist?
Right now, I think the twist would like some vodka.
I'm sorry about the things I said. I was just angry at
We
them.
both were. We shouldn't take it out on each other.
Look, you weren't the problem in your marriage. It was Sean. He has always been an overgrown kid. I mean, maybe that's why he went into journalism. Every week a new story, a new game to play.
A game? You think this is all just a game to him?
And Melissa isn't exactly Miss Maturity. She does thoughtless things without considering the consequences. And even when she goes shopping, the damage that woman can do with a piece of plastic.
What about the damage she's done to our lives?
To our spouses. Two irresponsible, immature
jerks.
We were the responsible ones. Where did that get us?
My father was in international finance. I grew up in world-class hotels.
I envy you. I didn't know what a world-class hotel was until I came to St. Gregory.
Once when I was a kid, I played astronaut at the Plaza. I blasted off in the dumbwaiter. Yeah. Another time, at the Ritz in Paris, I hijacked the hotel's pastry cart.
Better won the maitre d'.
It's all right, all right. I've had years of therapy since.
Oh, perfect training for the hotel business. Have you ever thought of going into it?
I always said I'd take the plunge when I made my first million. It wasn't until after I'd made my 10th that I was crazy enough to get my feet wet.
You bought a hotel?
It was just a little place, the Cinnamon Lodge in Sun Valley.
I've never been to Sun Valley, but I hear it's spectacular.
Why not come up for a ski weekend? I can offer you perfect powder, scenic slopes, thermal underwear.
Just think, right now my husband's probably sitting down to a romantic dinner with your wife.
Melissa wouldn't be with Sean right now if I'd taken her out to a few more romantic dinners myself. It's funny. You know, when most men tell their wives they're working late at the office, they're out fooling around. When I told Melissa I was working late, I was really working.
Come on, she was lucky to have you. It's my fault. I mean, I put Sean under so much pressure to start a family. Our sex life got about as romantic as a visit to the dentist office. No wonder he ran off with Melissa.
Don't come down so hard on yourself. If Sean didn't want to have kids with you, that's his loss.
Sorry to disturb you, but here's a voucher for the sailboat your wife rented for tomorrow.
A sailboat?
Yes, she and your husband asked me to make arrangements when you first checked in. They didn't pick it up, and I was afraid they'd forgotten about it.
Oh, they made other plans.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm afraid there are no refunds.
Oh, perfect. She put this on my visa.
Any chance the two of you can use it?
No, I really don't think that would...
On the other hand, how can we let it go to waste? It's just $200 worth of rent-a-boat.
No wonder you wanted to talk to me right away.
How can Charles expect me to sell the St. Gregory? To give up the thing I love most in the world? With one exception.
Still, $235 million in cash?
Each. More than enough to buy my own hotel, a place like the Royal Palm.
In St. Croix?
Uh-huh. That was some vacation we spent there. Was it not?
How could I forget it? The sunburn, the mosquitoes.
What? That's it? That's all you remember?
Oh, I know how much you've always wanted to have a hotel all your own.
Especially after the headache of sharing ownership with Charles.
Are you sure you want to turn down this offer? $235 million?
Tell me, Christine, if I accepted Lee's offer and bought a hotel of my own, like the Royal Palm, would you come with me, or would you stay here at the St. Gregory?
Peter, you've taught me so much. You know how loyal I am.
To me or the St. Gregory?
Do you really have to ask?
Maybe Charles didn't make my offer quite clear to you.
Well, he made it perfectly clear. My answer is still no.
But this is millions more than either of us could hope for.
This isn't the first time we've had different priorities, Charles. I'm sorry if it sours the deal for you, but...
Maybe it doesn't have to. I've only been at the St. Gregory one day, but I have to admit, I'm hooked. I'm willing to offer you the same deal, even if it means I can only buy your half of the hotel, if you're still game.
Of course I'm game.
I'll have the papers ready for you to sign tomorrow.
Fine.
Well, it looks like we're going to be partners.
Yeah, apparently so.
Don't worry. I won't leave you the burden of running the hotel like Charles did.
It's not a burden. It's what I care about most.
I plan to move into the Cabot Suite in the executive offices. From now on, any decision that affects the St. Gregory, I intend to make with you.
Our little sailing jaunt. We didn't exactly qualify for the America's Cup.
Oh, you mean when my bag fell in? That's okay. The only thing in there was my sunscreen.
I'd have looked for it when I fell in, but I lost my glasses.
You know something, you look great with a little sun.
Oh, that's just because you're not wearing your glasses.
We'll see about that. I've got an extra pair back at the hotel.
Well, as someone once said, all great adventures are the result of bad planning.
Bay Street coming up. This is Bay Street.
been over the Jordan perspective with our finance people. The investors are all squeaky clean.
Maybe so, but the majority of the money's coming from Lee Jordan himself. What I want to know is who's the money behind his money.
Has to be some way to find out.
Yes.
Your lawyers called from the union talks. Both sides are asking for you, Mr. McDermott.
Well, tell him I'll be right over. What's it got to do when he's got to be in two places at once?
He asks a woman to bail him out. When I had dinner with Lee, he mentioned he owns a little hotel in Sun Valley, the Cinnamon Lodge. Do you know anyone in Sun Valley?
Oh, fishing buddy of mine, Jake Peterson. He manages the White Feather Inn. If anybody so much as loses a ski pole in Sun Valley, Jake knows about it. Give him a call.
Well, I finally finished it. I can't believe it. It wasn't the chiropractor who did it, but the caterer. Give me a break. Check it out.
Hey, wait a minute, I don't get it. I thought he was married to that other woman.
Well, maybe I was wrong about who did it. Looks like I was right about them.
Well, thanks anyway. The Sun Valley Real Estate Board can't help us.
Oh, Mr. Taylor. Jake Peterson said you did some remodeling on the Cinnamon Lodge. No, I'm not interested in hiring a contractor. But about Mr. Jordan, the new owner. He's not the actual owner? That's who paid for the remodeling? I see. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Get Peter on the phone.
But he's in a closed-door session with the union representatives. He's not taking any calls.
He'll take this one.
You're not going to be pleased with what Christine discovered. Lee Jordan is a front for Medallion Hotels.
I see.
You knew about it all along, didn't you?
Of course I knew.
But how can you do business with someone working for Medallion?
Peter, Medallion's a billion-dollar conglomerate. You talk about them as though they're some kind of fly-by-night operation.
Well, they might as well be. You know how they operate. They take over a distinguished hotel for its name, then they start cutting corners. Once they start letting the staff go, it's impossible to maintain the quality that this hotel stands for.
You're exaggerating.
You think so?
All right, so maybe they don't have the highest standards. But their offer, it's what I need to put the Cabot family interest back on track.
If it's the Cabot family you're worried about, what would Victoria Cabot have thought of your decision?
Victoria was a businesswoman. She'd have understood.
You're right, she was a businesswoman, but she was a Cabot first, and she would have been mad as hell.
You look great.
Do you really think so? Well, I mean, I know that it would look good on Melissa, but on me, it...
And you, it looks terrific. We'd better hurry. I've made reservations at the Fleur de Lis.
Wouldn't it be more fun to go up to the Crown Room?
But we don't have reservations.
So let's go without a reservation. And live dangerously.
Stan, I heard you had a granddaughter. Congratulations.
Thanks. After 3 grandsons, it's about time.
You know, that's what I like about the St. Gregory. Staff's one big happy family.
Let's just hope it stays that way.
I guess the news is out. So now that I'm going to be family, you have time for a drink?
I only have time for a question. Last night at dinner, why didn't you tell me the truth?
The part about growing up in hotels, that was true. Only my father wasn't a wealthy guest. He was a hotel manager.
A hotel manager?
He was a nice, well-meaning loser. I'll give you an example. Once a guest died in the hotel, and he let the widow stay there on credit until she could get her life together.
Your father doesn't sound like a loser to me.
You think so? When she skipped on the bill, he got the boot. It wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the last, because he never learned that in the hotel business, the bottom line is the bottom line.
At a Medallion hotel, I'd believe it. But at the St. Gregory, I don't think so.
This rack of lamb is terrific. And the music is...
And something else? Would you like to dance?
Sure.
Of course, I have to warn you, I'm not as good a dancer as Sean is.
That's okay, neither am I.
So when was the last time we danced together?
At my wedding.
That's right, I was the best man.
Here I was dancing with the bride, trying not to step on her train.
You did step on my train.
You know, I met Melissa right after that. I think I maybe rushed into marriage because Sean seemed so happy with you. I should have realized you were one of a kind.
When is Charles signing the papers?
Tomorrow. But even when Medallion does become half owner of this hotel, I'm going to put up one hell of a fight. Keep things exactly as they are.
We both will.
Who do I think I'm kidding? Medallion's going to use its corporate muscle to steamroll right over us.
They won't just cheapen the quality of our accommodations. They'll cut back on the staff. Whoever is left will stop caring.
Christine, there's only one other possibility. One chance to do what I've always hoped for. And I'm going to give it my best shot. Somehow I got to buy Charles half myself.
I had a great time this
Me
evening.
too. Well, I guess it's good night.
What about this champagne?
Oh, yes, it did come with the sweet. And I know how you hate to waste things.
You're right about that. But the ice is all melted.
Oh. Well, it's still cool.
Okay. You have to be really careful with these things.
If you don't get a good grip on the cork, you can put someone's eye out.
Sounds dangerous.
So was sailing today.
Yeah, you could have caught pneumonia.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Still. Being out there with you today, it was very...
Adventurous? Oh, we shouldn't be.
Must have been going through hell since we left. We are so sorry.
Please. Will you take us back?
I don't know.
Honey, I hope you're not gonna let one impulsive mistake just
wipe out all the good things we've had together.
Sean and I were too much alike. Immature, crazy. You grounded me. I need you. I know that now. What are you doing wearing my dress?
Huh? Oh,
What's with the champagne?
What the hell's going on here?
What the hell gives you the right to ask?
After what we did, we don't have the right to ask anything.
You better believe it.
Yeah, but don't come down too hard on Melissa. I talked her into this.
I bet you did. You jerk.
Okay. Maybe I am a jerk. But I love you. And I'll do anything to deserve the right to have you. Please.
I want to make our marriage work, Jonas. I hope you'll give me a second chance.
Yeah, I understand the realities, Howard, and I appreciate what the bank is prepared to do for me. I'll let you know this afternoon. Okay.
Break it to me gently.
It could be worse. My bank will back me in an offer to Charles.
But?
It doesn't come close to matching Medallion's offer.
With Charles signing the papers today, there's no time to come up with another approach.
There's only time to talk to Charles himself.
Good luck.
I guess Melissa and I won't be seeing much of you and Sean when we get home.
Guess not.
Jonas.
You don't want to miss your, elevator.
I had a great time yesterday.
Jonas, the elevator's here.
I thought you'd be more comfortable going home on a different flight from them.
That's very considerate.
Yeah, but look, we still have a couple hours. You want to take a walk, see the museum, whatever you'd like.
Thanks, but I don't really feel like going out right now.
Great, we'll just stay here. Maybe start working on that baby.
Sean. A walk, the museum, even a baby won't help. Not really. You see, you didn't just go off with Melissa. You didn't just leave me. You left us. Now, there was a reason for that. And pretending that nothing happened, that nothing is wrong, is not going to make what is wrong between us just go away.
Look, I said I was sorry.
Sorry isn't the point here.
What is?
I don't know. But we just can't go back to business as usual.
What do you want me to do?
Go on back to Chicago. I need some time to think this through. On my own. Okay?
Peter, my decision to sell has been made. If you're here to change my mind,
I'm not here to change your mind. I think you should sell. And I'm here to make you an offer.
It's a little late to pull this one out of the fire, Peter.
Charles, haven't you always referred to the St. Gregory as the jewel in the Cabot crown?
I told you, The one thing more important to me than protecting this hotel is protecting the Cabot family.
But that's the point. The St. Gregory is more than just a money machine, more than its 1,000 phones and 30,000 pieces of silver. It's a member of the Cabot family, too, and it deserves your protection.
I'm afraid sentiment can only push me so far.
I trust that Medallion's offer was generous enough to rule sentiment out completely.
Perhaps, but after all Peter and I have been through together, the least I can do is give his offer a fair hearing.
Charles, I can raise $100 million in cash from my bank now. And I can pay the balance equal to Medallion's offer, plus interest over the next 10 years.
I know the profit margin the St. Gregory operates on. If convention business falls off, if tourism drops, you'll lose the St. Gregory to the bank.
I'm willing to take that chance.
Charles, suppose Medallion increased its offer by, say, $5 million in cash.
I'll match you.
How about 10? Can you match that?
No, I can't.
Then that settles that.
Not quite.
I don't understand.
Peter's offer can't match yours in dollars and cents. On the other hand, it gives me enough cash to weather my current financial difficulties, plus something your offer could never guarantee.
What might that be?
With Peter as full owner, I can be sure the St. Gregory will always be the St. Gregory.
You're making a big mistake, Charles.
Maybe you're right, but I don't think so. I'm selling my half of the hotel to Peter.
May I have a cab, please? Jonas.
Kate?
Oh, I thought you went back to Chicago.
I got as far as the airport. Melissa was being so nice, you know, the way she'd be with like a bank teller or a checkout clerk, not with me. I mean, it wasn't real. And I said to myself, is this just a temporary truce? I mean, is she really gonna change? Am I?
And?
And I didn't really come up with an answer, yes or no. Maybe not the best way to restart a marriage. So I thought I'd take a room here for a couple of days. Try to sort things out.
A scenic helicopter ride over San Francisco Bay. Forget it.
Why not?
What? Do you remember that little boat ride we took?
So I got wet.
So you fall out of a helicopter, you get more than wet.
Still, it says here if we turn this in, we get a 15% discount.
15%. That's almost too good to pass up.
Sorry about the way things turned out. I was looking forward to working with you.
Well, consider the upside. At least this way, the St. Gregory will always be the kind of hotel you want to come back to.
What I want to know is, should I be thanking you or should you be thanking me?
Why don't we just call it even? It's going to take a while for the lawyers to finalize our agreement. In the meantime, do you have any thoughts about the union negotiation?
As far as I'm concerned, as of now, you're the full owner of this hotel. It's your problem.
Congratulations, it's finally yours.
Oh, it's mine and the bank's.
Oh, I know how long you waited for this moment. I'm just sorry it came at such a high price.
How to make the St. Gregory all mine, it was a bargain. Christine, he's a big political contributor. Gets invited to all the important fundraisers in town, and all I heard about for a solid hour was the boring food on what he calls the rubber chicken circuit.
Let me get this straight. We're having this meeting because your racquetball partner didn't like his lunch. Was he dining here?
Oh, no complaints about our banquet service so far. I just want to make sure there won't be any.
Believe me, Mr. McDermott, the day we serve our first rubber chicken, I'll have the chef's head on a platter.
Serving 4,200 meals a day, every day, is a big job.
I just want to make sure that we're not taking any shortcuts we might regret.
No, I did a spot check on the serving line. We have tornadoes of beef.
Is this taste test really necessary? I'm sorry. Look, I'm doing my best. The past 2 days have been...
It's okay, really.
It's got to be hard, suddenly losing your best friend.
Maybe some time off.
Thanks, Mr. McDermott, but the routine is what I need. If I didn't have something to take my mind off... Well, I'm fine, really. And if the catering is fine...
Then I guess we're all fine.
An extra dry martini for the lady, and milk for the gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Wrong. Wrong, Kevin. They're all wrong.
They're always all wrong with you, Sidney. But we always find someone, and they always turn out to be right for you. One more time. Trust me, he's here somewhere.
This time, he's not. This new line of clothes I'm representing calls for a fresh face. Something not so pretty. More primitive, rugged, maybe older. I don't know.
I'm afraid I don't either. How about him?
I need the man that every man would like to be. The man every woman wants.
This is purely professional. Okay. But how long has it been since Paul? 3 years, isn't it? Quite a while to be alone.
First of all, I'm not alone. I have my work. Second, it's only been 2.5 years. And third, it's none of your business.
Of course it's my business. We've been friends for 20 years. I want to see you happy. There's nothing like a stable relationship to ensure that.
So you in from Rockport for business or pleasure, Mr. Lambert?
It's personal business.
Lots of sights to see, great restaurants. I could recommend a few if you'd like.
I'm afraid this isn't a pleasure trip. My daughter was killed in an automobile accident the day before yesterday. Maybe you knew her. She worked here. Joanne Lambert.
Joanne Lambert. Oh, I didn't make the connection. I'm really sorry. She hadn't worked here long, but everyone loved her.
You know, it never occurred to me. In the 6 years she lived here, my first visit to San Francisco would be to bring home her body.
Yes, Kevin, I got the new photos. What kind of a name is Granite? His name is the most rugged thing about him. Kevin, I was counting on you. Could you hold on a minute? There's someone at the door.
Front desk said you lost an earring down the drain?
Oh, yes, I'm glad you're here. The bathroom is, well, I'm sure you know where the bathroom is.
If I get lost, I yell.
As I was saying, Kevin, I'll know him when I see him, but he's just not here.
Sink or bathtub? The drain.
Sink.
Sink it is.
Kevin, he's here.
I thank you for letting me into my daughter's apartment.
No problem, Mr. Lambert. Sure sorry about Joanne. Nice girl. Always polite, never any trouble. If you need anything, I'll be down in the office.
Thank you very much.
How did you
I'm
get...
sorry, please don't be frightened. I'm Joanne's father. The building manager let me in.
Mr. Lambert, I'm Carol Bowman. I called you about Joanne. I'm so sorry. If I'd known you were coming in so early, I would have given you my office number at the hotel.
Oh, at the St. Gregory.
Yeah.
I knew Joanne was sharing her apartment. I didn't realize it was somebody from work. Just shows you how little I knew about my daughter. She was into bicycling and traveling and even opera.
Well, Aida was my contribution. Phantom of the Opera was more Joanne's style.
Well, you're certainly welcome to keep all the records if you wish. I'd like to put Joanne's affairs in order, you know, make good on any debts that she has and ship all her stuff back to me.
That was taken in Puerto Vallarta. We bought the frame in Venice.
Joanne had a cameo necklace. She wore it all the time. It was my mother's.
Yes, I'll be happy to look for it.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that a lot. And if you don't mind, I'll come back tomorrow with some boxes to pick up Joanne's things. You will try and find the cameo.
I look.
Good night.
Miss Page, it took a little longer than I thought, but here you are.
What was it in that little, what do you call it, trap thingy under the sink?
No, I looked there, but it was on the floor behind the little trash thingy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. Glad I could be of help.
Oh, I didn't get your name.
Chuck Fisher. Miss Page, you have any more plumbing problems, you just ask for me.
You know, you're a very handsome man.
And you're a very attractive woman, but I'm just here to do the plumbing.
I know what you're thinking, and that's not what I'm after. Have you ever done any modeling?
What, you mean for pictures? No, I never even thought about it.
You should think about it. It's incredibly good pay. You know, just pose, click, money in the bank. It's that easy. Interested?
You offer me a job?
Well, see, I represent this new line of men's clothes. I've been auditioning models from here to New York, but I haven't been able to find that look.
What look is that?
The look you have.
Oh, you sounded terrible when you called. I was really worried about you.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Look, I know it's been a rough couple of days, but if there's anything I can do to help.
Tell me what to do, Julie. Joanne's father wants to take everything back to Maine with him. All her things. Her books. Clothes. Pictures. Cameo.
Didn't she give that to you when you moved into the apartment together?
Lenny, he doesn't know that. And he doesn't understand what it all means to me, Julie. 6 years together. And he just wants to pack everything up in boxes and just ship it away.
He doesn't know you and Joanne were lovers.
I'm sorry, this feels funny. What do I do with my hands?
Just be natural. You're doing fine.
He has possibilities.
Possibilities. We do something with the sideburns. We rinse and style his hair, and he's perfect. I mean, he has a look. Maybe the look. He'd be a great addition to your agency, and I could be his first assignment. That is, my campaign would be his first assignment.
Can I change now? I'm sold. Sydney's never been wrong before, so who am I to disagree? We'll set up a camera test this afternoon, if that's good. Yeah, fine by me.
You do agree it's the look?
I'm more concerned with your look when you look at him. The last time I saw you this excited about someone, it was Paul.
How can you even compare the two?
I can't. I've only known Chuck half an hour, and I already like him more than your ex-husband.
That's funny. Me too.
Morning.
Hello.
How you doing?
I can't tell him, Joanne. If Joanne could never talk to her father about us, well, how can I?
But telling him would make him know how you feel and that you're entitled. It shouldn't really make any difference. Not his feelings about her. Probably will, won't it?
Well, it's never easy. The timing sure isn't the greatest. Now, he has enough to deal with already. Maybe it's better he never finds out.
These were Joanne's from her locker. I thought you'd like to have them.
Oh, well, yes, thank you, Eric. I would.
There's an envelope addressed to you in there. Like I said, if there's anything else you need.
No. Thank you, Eric. You've been very helpful. I appreciate it. Joanne.
Going? Okay. Happy birthday, Dad. My gift to you this year is a heart-to-heart talk. Well, my half of it anyway. I know it's never been easy between us. Everything was always an issue. A negotiation. My friends, my grades, when I got to use the car, if I got to use the car. We either argued at the top of our lungs or tiptoed around each other, talked about the weather or the Celtics instead of what was really on our minds. I know you never meant to be so stern, so unapproachable. I rehearsed what I wanted to say to you over and over, but I don't know how to start. What I wanted to tell you is something that I felt for a long time. Exciting, but scary. And strange. Something I could never ask you about. I couldn't even really understand it myself until I met my roommate, Carol. We've been together for 6 years now, Dad. Like they say, I guess it must be love.
embarrass you this afternoon, Miss Page.
Could you please call me Sydney? And you won't embarrass me. I expect great things from you, and I have no doubt you're going to deliver them. The new look is wonderful.
Yeah, is it?
The suit is great. Oh, I have some other clothes I want you to wear for the pictures.
You're not what I imagined at all. You know, I thought successful businesswoman had to be tough, cold. You're not. I like you.
I like you, too.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Have you been?
Yes, I was once, but it didn't work out. Are you married or have a girlfriend? Anyone in particular?
No. No one particular.
Well, that's probably for the best. You know, modeling can call for irregular hours, long trips. If this works out, it could put a strain on a relationship. If you had a relationship.
Which I don't.
So you said.
Mr. McDermott, this is not easy for me. But I think there is something that you should know. My daughter was always a good girl. Unfortunately, she and I were not very close. At home, she was rather shy and quiet. I always felt that she was too easily led, influenced by others.
Maybe she was a late bloomer. Her records here, her friends.
One of her friends, a member of your staff, took advantage of Joanne, corrupted her.
You're speaking sexually? Mr. Lambert, this isn't a summer camp. Joanne was, what, 27?
It was her roommate, Carol Bowman. Now, whatever our problems might have been at home, my daughter was not abnormal. She dated a great deal. She was not interested in other women.
You're saying that Joanne and Carol Bowman had a relationship?
Joanne left me a confession. A videotape. It's the only explanation.
A confession? Why are you telling me this?
Good Lord, man, isn't it obvious? This Bowman woman works with the public every single day, representing you, your hotel. Now, what are you going to do about it?
You're suggesting I what? Fire her?
You certainly aren't going to leave her in a position of being able to prey on other vulnerable young women.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Lambert, and your surprise, but whatever I do, I'm not going to be pressured by you or anyone else.
Lori, clear this cable down here, please. Thank you. If you could just close that off for me. Thanks. All right, guys, he's clear. All right, relax. Relax. Flip that collar up. Okay, look this way. Terrific. Okay, now up. Great. Great. Excuse me, please. All clear, guys. Okay, don't smile.
But this is friendly.
Yeah, too friendly. Trust me.
Wait a second, wait a second. I want a little more chest in this shot. About one more button, how's that?
Terrific. Okay, a little off to your left. Okay, one more.
And you found him under your sink. Amazing.
Isn't he?
Terrific. Okay, you can relax. Is that all you want, Mr. Gates? Miss Page?
Yeah, that should be fine, I'm sure. Enough to tell us what we've got, at least.
My gut tells me he's got what it takes.
Well, he's not your usual type. He's older, inexperienced.
When our people get through with him, they'll have him polished in no time. But not too polished, I hope. He's got a...
Sydney, we gotta talk.
Of course.
Well, I'll see if I can't speed the process along.
I know. You're gonna tell me you had no idea modeling was such hard work. The trick is to make it look easy.
No, I don't mind hard work. I never have. It's not that.
What then?
Everybody talks about me like I'm not in the room. I haven't heard my name all day. I've been pushed and dressed and posed, and I can't even smile when I want to. Frankly, I'm beginning to feel like a piece of meat.
If we gave you that impression...
See, nobody seems to notice that I'm a person, or particularly care.
I know you're a person.
Do you? I don't think so.
Hi.
Hi, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, if you have a minute,
Sure.
sit down. I'm not quite sure how to approach this, but, well, Mr. Lambert came by this morning and, he said you were, well, you had a relationship with his daughter.
You what?
Well, apparently she left him a videotape.
Oh my God, the videotape. We taped it about a month ago. She was going to send it to him to explain about everything. She couldn't get up the courage. Must have just sat in her locker.
Carol, I know this must be a bad time for you, but...
Mr. McDermott, I didn't think he knew. I've been trying not to tell him. Spare his feelings. And he tells you. Will this affect my job? I know people can be, well, oversensitive about things.
Well, you should know by now that the only thing Miss Francis and I are sensitive about is the kind of treatment our guests get. And on that score, you're doing fine. No, I just wanted to make sure that you knew you had a problem with Mr. Lambert. And I hope you can work things out.
Thanks, Mr. McDermott. So do I.
I called maintenance. They told me you were here.
Oh, I would have been by later anyway. I owe you an apology.
For what?
You know.
It's forgotten. The important thing is I got the pictures back, and wait till you see them.
Sydney, I've always felt really good about myself, like I had a lot to offer. But today, everybody treated me like I wasn't really there, like I was something to look at but not talk to.
Look, I'm aware this is all new to you, but modeling is a business. And like any other business, it has its pressures and its deadlines. Don't throw this opportunity away just because you...
I'm a plumber because I like being a plumber. See, this whole thing was a bad idea to begin with.
Is that why you kissed me? To prove it was a bad idea?
You're gonna have to excuse me. I've got to get this fixed before the dinner rush.
Chuck, if you just look at them, they're better than we even imagined.
I'm sorry, but I really don't think it's for me.
Christine, did you know that Joanne and Carol were lovers?
Word gets around. Why?
You never mentioned it, that's all.
Well, I didn't think it was any big deal. Is it?
It is to her father.
I have nothing to say to you.
Mr. McDermott told me you went to see him. You go to my boss, try to get me fired, and you have nothing to say to me?
Joanne's videotape made it very clear what your relationship was. You manipulated my daughter. You took advantage of her.
I don't call a 6-year relationship taking advantage, Mr. Lambert. You should be glad she was happy with someone.
Happy? My daughter was never afraid to tell me anything unless she had done something wrong or something that she was ashamed
She
of.
wasn't ashamed of us, but she was afraid if you knew you wouldn't love her.
Love her. She's my daughter.
Yeah, but in all the years Joanne and I were together, you hardly called, you never came for a visit, you didn't even know her anymore.
Wait a minute.
And you think you can just sail in here now and pick up the pieces? Well, some of those pieces belong to me, and you can't have them.
Oh, yes, I can. I'm her father. I am her family. I am her flesh and blood.
We traveled together, we lived together, we shared a life. Is our situation really that different?
Yes. Yes, damn it, it is. I am family. You're a roommate, a friend maybe, but you are not family. Whatever your connection with my daughter, it is over.
And tomorrow I am taking her body and her things, all of her things, home to Maine.
I'm gonna fight you on this.
Do it, Miss Bowman. I will use the courts. I will use publicity, whatever it takes, and you will regret it. I swear you
I want to thank you, Mr. Northcott, for meeting me here. I realize lawyers aren't usually asked to make house calls.
It's no problem, Miss Bowman. Peter McDermott explained your situation.
I guess I represent a side of Joanne. Her father didn't know, doesn't want to know. Taking away everything we shared is his way of denying what we had together, who Joanne was. I can't let him do that. Not for me, for her.
It's not so much what you or Mr. Lambert wants, but what state law dictates.
Aren't there protections for someone in my situation? Mr. McDermott seemed to think that...
Probate law is very clear. In the absence of a will, Joanne's family becomes her sole heir. Her entire estate, everything she owned or had claim to, goes to them. Or in this case, to her father. And him alone.
That's it? Can't anything be done?
Well, that's what a will is for. You could file a petition in probate court, but the precedents aren't good. Realistically, well, the most you could hope for would be some sort of nuisance settlement, you know, to make you go away. In light of what you told me, I don't think even that is very likely.
But it's not fair.
But it is the law. You know, my advice would be to ask yourself whether a court fight would be worth it. The time, money, and public exposure. At some point, you're going to have to put Mr. Lambert and Joanne behind you and get on with your life.
Hey, Chuck. Maintenance is looking for you. Some kind of an emergency in the Macau suite.
I'll get right on it. What'd you say that emergency was?
I think I heard the Macau suite. Problem?
No. No problem. Thanks.
And what's all this for? Certainly not for me.
It's for Chuck Fisher. I don't want to lose him for this campaign.
The campaign, of course. So, you've tricked him up here to seduce him into signing on the dotted line.
Who said anything about seduction?
Wine? Candlelight? The dress? Not exactly your usual power suit.
Chuck needs special handling.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to leave. He's going to be here any minute.
Shall I climb out the window?
No, just answer the door and get out.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gates. There's an emergency here?
There seems to be. And good luck with it.
Can you believe I lost my earring again? Only this time I checked behind the basket. I think it's really down the sink this time.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Have you eaten yet?
I'm off after this job. I'll catch something then.
What luck. See, I had a date tonight, but it seems I've been stood up. So if you'd like to share a bite.
I don't think so.
Maybe some champagne? It goes flat if nobody drinks it, and then it's no good to anybody.
I can't drink on the job.
Chuck, why did you kiss me today?
I didn't mean anything by it.
That's not how it felt. I think you meant something, and I'd like to know what. Where's that straightforward attitude you had earlier?
I kissed you because I like you. I want you to take me seriously.
How could you think I didn't take you seriously? How could you ever think that?
I've been there before. It's because you're who you are and I'm who I am.
Let me tell you who I am. didn't have a date tonight, and I wasn't stood up, and there's no earring lost down that sink. I ordered that dinner for you, and I dressed for you. Maybe I'm trying too hard, but it's been a long time since I've felt this way, and I'm terrified of looking foolish. Tell me the truth. Is that what I'm doing? Do I look foolish to you?
No.
Then why aren't you kissing me? You can't drink on the job, but what about this?
They never said anything about this.
I've seen a lawyer, Mr. Lambert. He says I could challenge you in court, but it wouldn't do much good.
Good. I'm delighted you decided to see reason.
This isn't about reason, Mr. Lambert. It's about Joanne. Who keeps her photographs or her cameo won't change who she was or who she loved.
I don't want to hear that from you, Miss Bowman. Not from you or from anybody else. What it all boils down to is that I am family.
Don't talk to me about family. I spent the night of Joanne's accident in a trauma center waiting room, asking every nurse, every orderly how she was. They wouldn't let me in to see her. Not even when she regained consciousness, not even to say goodbye, because I wasn't family. Mr. Lambert, your daughter died alone, surrounded by strangers, because I wasn't family.
I appreciate what you're telling me, Miss Bowman, but it doesn't make any difference, not really. If you are going to contest my plans...
If we went to court over what was hers or mine or ours, it would just spoil the memories I have of her. And when I looked at this, I wouldn't be remembering the day she gave it to me. I'd be thinking of my legal battle with you. So I'm not going to fight you on this. You can have the cameo and everything else. But would you mind not coming by for Joanne's things until tomorrow? It's been a really long day. I need some time.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Trust me when I say the pleasure was mine.
I gotta get going, I'm afraid.
Chuck, has it really been a long time since you slept with someone? I'm surprised.
What?
I just am. I would imagine you could have any woman you wanted.
I don't see it that way. Besides, that's not what I'm about.
What then?
Told you, I'm from a small town. Sex isn't about sex, it's about people. Is that funny?
No. No, it's just I'm from a world where sex is about power. Can't you stay a little longer?
I could be in trouble already. I'd like to be able to keep my job here.
Why?
This is my job. What do you mean, why?
I just assumed...
That because we slept together, I'd change my mind, do whatever you wanted me to do?
Modeling isn't exactly the salt mines. This could be a big break for you. And I want to help. I want to mold you, guide your career.
Sex is about power to you, isn't it?
You're taking this all wrong.
Now, you don't need a man at all, Miss Page. You need a model, and it looks like you do just about anything to get one. Well, count me out. I don't play those games.
Thanks anyway, guys. Nothing personal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Nothing new, nothing fresh.
Well, we'll just have to keep on looking.
What now?
We'll just have to keep on looking, I guess. You've seen everything I can offer you. There's always Chicago.
Oh, God, Kevin. I'm so confused.
Chuck? Why am I not surprised?
I thought I was through with romance. I have my career, my friends.
You can't curl up next to your career, Sydney. And even good friends have to draw the line somewhere.
Well, it's too late now. Even if there was a chance, it's gone now.
Tell you what. How about you and me doing the town tonight? It'll give you a chance just to have fun for a change. Put the work aside for the night. What do you say?
I say, you're a good friend, Kevin.
Julie, nothing's going to change who Joanne was. I know that. And I know she'd hate the fact that we were both fighting over her. I wish the fact that her father and I both loved her could have brought us together, you know, not pushed us apart.
Mr. Lambert? Oh, Mr. McDermott. I'll be leaving tonight with my daughter's things.
I hope you and Carol Bowman have resolved your differences.
Nothing to resolve, never was. I was merely exercising my rights as Joanne's father. Miss Bowman is entirely your problem.
I think the problem is your refusal to accept your daughter for who she was. But you see, you can't change who she was.
I don't think she knew who she was, Mr. McDermott, and I don't think she was a very happy young lady. And if this lifestyle that she chose for herself was so damn gay, how come she never elected to tell me about it while she was still alive?
Well, that, Mr. Lambert, is a question you should probably be asking yourself.
You're gorgeous, you know that?
You obviously have a warped sense of gorgeous, but thank you.
Any word from Chuck?
I didn't expect any. It was just a fling, nothing more. Ask him if you don't believe me.
And I don't believe you.
You're a friend. You have to. It's in the contract.
Are those the infamous earrings?
The very ones. If it hadn't been for this, none of this would have happened. I don't believe I did that. It was an accident.
Freud says there are no accidents.
Freud should mind his own business. That's an expensive earring. What'll I do?
If I were you, I'd call a plumber.
It's not a false alarm this time. I mean, right down the drain. Kevin was here. He was a witness. It was an accident.
Well, Freud says there's no such thing.
So I hear. You're full of surprises. You know that?
What do you mean?
Freud, A man who'd rather take pipes apart than make a living on his looks?
Not so surprising, if you really knew me.
Is it too late for that? To really get to know you?
You know, you're right about me. I don't want to be a model, so if that's what you're trying...
I'm not trying to do anything but say I'm sorry for how I've been. I realize I tried to force you in my business for the worst possible reason. To be close to you. How unprofessional, right?
I like you, Sydney. I'd like to spend time with you.
Do you mean that?
Bet you're full of some surprises yourself.
You bet your ass I am.
You may have the contents of these boxes, but I have the memories. You know, we really should have something in common. We both loved her. I loved her very much.
Oh, my. I bought this doll for her on a business trip to Pennsylvania. She must have been 5 or 6. She lived with this thing, ate with it. She was never without it. The night her mother died, she cried herself to sleep in my big chair. There's Dolly right in her arms.
She never told me about that.
Raising a daughter single-handedly wasn't easy for either one of us. Just as we needed each other most, she started slipping away. I thought, sure, we'd patch things up, get closer someday. Someday.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Maybe you're right. Memories are the most important thing. I was always a better talker than I was a listener. Maybe Joanne just got tired of trying to break through. Maybe it's time I started to listen a little.
What do you mean?
You're the only one who can help me fill in all the blanks. Keep what's important to you. The photos, the mementos. Starting with this. Just do me a favor. Just take me through them. Tell me what they meant. What she said, where she found them, whatever it was that made them so special to her. And then maybe I can understand who Joanne grew up to be while I wasn't looking.
Hello.
Hi. I authorized a few days off for Carol Bowman. I know that's your area, but I didn't think you'd mind.
Oh, of course not.
She's going back to Maine with Mr. Lambert to the funeral.
I'm glad they worked it out. It's a shame it couldn't have happened while his daughter was still alive, though.
Well, it happens all the time. People wait till it's too late to say what they mean, what's really important. I'd hate to see that happen to us.
What are you trying to say?